Greetings, Internet people. Ranting Ramsey here. Now, anybody who's been paying attention to YouTube with any sort of more than just an eye on the surface, who actually spends time watching videos on YouTube and other places like that, knows that today is first annual Draw Muhammad Day. And I was getting all excited, and I was like, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm left-handed. Really, really hard to draw anything with this thing on my fucking arm. And so I thought about it, and I thought about it some more, and I decided to take a more humorous angle in my depictions of the Muslim prophet Muhammad. It's just fun to say that word like that. It's like you're clearing your throat. Muhammad. Anyway, because I think it's really funny. I mean, religion in general makes me laugh. And so I started thinking to myself, I always have, whenever I'm looking at some religious zealot of any particular faith, I always think to myself, well, what if religion X is right, and not this zealot screaming in my face? And so I kind of thought it would be really, really funny and amusing if it turns out that Hinduism is actually correct. That, you know, if anybody's ever seen the South Park episode, I can't remember which one it is, where a bunch of people wind up going to hell, and they're all standing there in hell, and somebody pipes up in the crowd and says, wait a minute, I was a devout Christian, I went to church every Sunday. And the guy goes, nope, sorry, you picked the wrong religion. And when it comes down to the South Park, he seems to think it'd be the Mormonism would be right, which I thought was hysterical. Anyway, so I thought to myself, what if Hinduism is right? Then, even if this Muhammad guy did actually exist, that means he is currently somewhere reincarnated, or has been at some point in time. And I thought to myself, man, anybody that was this important on the world scale, or so according to the religion of Islam, would definitely, certainly have to have been reincarnated at some point, because the Hindu religion is right, apparently. And so I thought to myself, well, you know what, if such an influential and prominent figure would have been reincarnated, you know, it would be pretty easy to find him, one would think, because, you know, he's such an influential and important figure that it would be fairly simple to find him. And, well, so I did some hunting, I did some searching, I went out on a little safari, you might say, and I think I found evidence of the first reincarnation of Muhammad. And there you have it, people, right there in the first incarnation of Muhammad. Obviously strutting around as a peacock. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the man's beard, but, you know. So I found that, and I kind of laughed to myself, and I said, well, that seems kind of apt as a first incarnation, since he kind of strutted around like a peacock to begin with. Then I thought to myself, there's got to be another one out there somewhere, because peacocks really don't live all that long, so, you know, they had to be reincarnated again, depending on how well he lived as a peacock. And it actually kind of funny, because when Thunderfoot first brought up his whole issues, he depicted the prophet Muhammad as a squirrel, kind of jokingly, but it's kind of scary how close he was to the mark, because I found the second incarnation. And there he is, Prophet Muhammad the squirrel. He looks like a happy little Muhammad squirrel, doesn't he? He got himself something to munch on. He's munching on nuts. Muhammad the squirrel munching on nuts. Yeah, I like that. So once again, I was faced with the dilemma that, you know, squirrels really don't live all that long, and so there must be, at some point, yet another incarnation of Muhammad, because, you know, depending on how well he lived as a squirrel, you know, he would be reincarnated again. So I did a little more searching, and then I hit, I guess what you might call pay dirt. I was like, aha! Here he is! I found him! The Prophet Muhammad reincarnated. So I guess that kind of explains why the most zealotous and fundamental followers of Islam seem to be so primitive in the enforcement of their religion's very primitive laws. Their current incarnation of the Prophet Muhammad is a monkey. And I guess that just screams in the face of everything against, them being against evolution or whatever. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because I'm getting a little ridiculous with this. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not Muhammad. That's just a monkey in a turban. There he is. There he is. Yep, that's it. I don't know how I could have been fooled. My bad. There it is, the current incarnation of the Prophet Muhammad. Yep. I'd be pretty pissed off too if my prophet was a freaking monkey in a turban with a beard.
Hey, did you get all that, man?